This video focuses on finding the rule of a rational function from its graph. To find it, you need to know the equation of the two asymptotes and at least one point on the curve. Before starting, let's review some properties of the rational function. When we are looking for the rule of a rational function, we use the simplified standard form, which is f of x equals a over x minus h plus k. The rational function has a vertical asymptote at x equals h and a horizontal asymptote at y equals k. The asymptotes intersect at the point hk. With the asymptotes, you have two of the three parameters of the rule. To find the last parameter, just replace the coordinates of a point in the rule and isolate a. Let's do an example. Find the rule of the rational function represented on the following Cartesian plane. First, determine the value of parameter h using the vertical asymptote. Since h is equal to 2, replace it in the rule. Then, determine the value of k from the horizontal asymptote. Since k is negative 3, replace it in the rule. So the rule becomes f of x is equal to a divided by x minus 2 minus 3. If we didn't have the equations of the asymptotes, but knew their intersection point instead, the first two steps could have been done at the same time. This is because the x-coordinate of the intersection point of the asymptotes is parameter h, and its y-coordinate is k. Now, replace the coordinates of a point on the curve in the rule to get the following equation. 1 equals a over negative 4 minus 2 minus 3. All that's left to do is to isolate a. Start by calculating the denominator. Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. Then add 3 to each side of the equation. We get 4 equals a divided by negative 6. Multiply by negative 6, and we find that negative 24 is the value of a. Now, you may be wondering if it's normal to get a negative number for parameter a. Remember that when using the simplified form, the sign of parameter a indicates where the curve exists. When a is positive, the two curves are placed at the top right and bottom left of the asymptotes like this. However, when a is negative, the two curves go at the top left and bottom right of the asymptotes. The graph of the function does indicate that a is negative. The rule of the function represented in the graph is therefore f of x equals negative 24 divided by x minus 2 minus 3. That's it. But you may be asked to give your answer as a division of first-degree polynomials in general form. To convert to this form, subtract the number 3 from the fraction negative 24 over x minus 2. To be able to do this, write the number 3 as a fraction. Then put the two fractions over the same denominator. The common denominator will be that of the first fraction, which is x minus 2. So you have to multiply the numerator and denominator of the second fraction by x minus 2. This gives 3x minus 6 divided by x minus 2. Now, since the two fractions are over the same denominator, the numerators can be subtracted while being careful to distribute the negative properly. Finally, by adding the like terms, we get the rule in general form. In other words, the following two rules are equivalent. In standard form, the rule for the function is f of x equals negative 24 divided by x minus 2 minus 3. In general form, the rule for the same function is f of x equals negative 3x minus 18 over x minus 2. That's it. Hopefully this video helped you better understand how to find the rule of a rational function in standard and general form. If you want to know how to graph this function, there's a video for that.